and then I'm gonna add this stuff back later. Look at all that stuff from the Dragon Spear Castle.
Yeah,
that was just so much stuff. Yeah.
It's worrying me that you're deleting all this stuff.
No, I've got it wrote down. So.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 healing potions in here. So you guys have 2 potions of healing.
Treasure.
Yeah, 2 potions of healing. So you'll see that on the inventory tab. Okay, there's 2. Now, the way that this works, the party sheet, if it says, some things will say unidentified. So Fantasy Grounds even has the capability of like identifying items and stuff like that. So if you get a sword that you detect as magic, you're not going to know what it is until you identify it. And then I'll say that yes, this is now identified, and then everybody can see what it is. So it's pretty cool. So I have that turned on. Now, as for the potions, anybody that wants a potion, all you have to do is pick up that little eye and drag it onto the inventory part of your character sheet. So you guys discuss what you want to do with the potions. And there was also, let's see, there was a total of 10 gold between all of the goblins. So I will distribute that. You'll see that everybody got 2 gold pieces. So put it on your sheet on the inventory tab. And you guys talk about what you want to do with the healing potions. And I'm also going to do one thing here as you guys kind of discuss what you're going to do.
All right, can we also take a look at just this area that they were sitting at, where they were there to ambush us? Like, is it something
thanks,
they had
man.
set up, or were they just kind of sitting there?
Well, yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check over there, lad. Thanks so much, Anime. 42 months, man. Thanks so much, dude.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you don't see anything else.
Okay. Before we go in, can we take a rest? If we are not going to rest, then I need some healing.
It could be pretty dangerous taking a rest here, because this is
Let's just take one of those potions there.
Yeah, goblin hideout. But there, if you do take a short rest, yes, you will have to do an encounter roll. So just take that into mind, and I'll kind of warn you guys about that. So if you want to take one of the healing potions and heal yourself with that, or maybe you want to do a short rest, it's up to you guys. I mean, and Frantisek will ask, basically, he turns and asks Squall and Whim, you guys can join us if you want to. Ooh, minimum. But you get 4 back.
That's okay, better than nothing.
All right, yeah, take one of those. Yeah, I see you took one out of the sheet. Nice.
Yeah, we are going to fight the goblins. Will you join us? You were already tracking them this far. You might as well come along, and we can just
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Kill birds with 2 stone. No, 1 stone. 2
spear.
What?
I see. I will accept your invitation.
I like killing goblins, so yes, I accept.
They are filthy creatures.
Yes, they are very filthy, almost as filthy as kobolds and orcs. But I do want to try something new with you guys. Also, I want to allow anybody to use a scroll, even if you don't know what type of. I mean, anybody can read symbol. We'll just say that you have to do like an intelligence check, and if you have arcane proficiency, then you can try to use the scroll, and it'll be a DC 10 plus the spell level. So if you're trying to use a level 1 scroll, you'll have to do like a DC 11 intelligence check. I want everybody to be able to use everything.
Nice.
And this is going to be something that I'm going to be implementing into my home campaign setting. So I kind of want to try it out with you guys. So I think that would be pretty cool. And if you guys are unsuccessful, then you read the scroll wrong and you lose your turn. You don't lose your turn, but your action's spent, and the scroll basically crumbles to dust.
Cool. Yeah.
So I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah. So it is costly as an action, but I mean, if you're going to try to cast a level 9 scroll, then you're going to have to roll a DC 19 intelligence check. So I think that's fair, to be honest, to be able to use different scrolls. But you guys still have to identify. You guys have to identify the scroll. But in fact, if you don't want to identify the scroll and just start reading the runes and stuff on it, sort of like Ash in the Evil Dead, or if he's in Army of Darkness, as he's just like kind of reading out of the Book of the Dead, he's going Quatu Verada necktie. He had no clue what the hell he was doing, so I think that would actually be pretty fun to implement into the game. So I'm going to be giving you guys quite a few potions and scrolls, and you guys can do what you want with them, but I think that could actually lead for some interesting and some fun things that can happen. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. Yeah.
So Ladith will take the other health potion and toss it to Ironclaw, since he looks a little hurt. Here.
I'm at full health. If you guys want to take a short rest, I can stand watch if that's something you guys are interested in.
No, let's go on. Let's dive in. And we can
I love that voice.
Get ourselves killed quick.
Yes, I'm for this.
I look over at Wim and I'm like, these guys are pretty reckless, man. What
Well, you should know me by now. I enjoy a good battle.
Okay. Let's do it.
All right.
So
can we
before we head in though, Wim wants to check out what kind of weapons these goblins are using out here.
There are scimitars, regular scimitars. So if you do want a scimitar, or if you want a short bow, you can also refill your arrows. So Squall, you can go ahead and take those 4 used ammos off your sheet, and you can be back at 60 arrows again. So,
we
plenty of arrows.
I'm looking for a second club, if that's a possibility.
Kitten Hugs, thanks so much for the host, Kitten Hugs. I totally appreciate it. Yeah, there's a cart with this with a draft horse also, and you're thinking, man, we got ripped off at level 1. Yeah, it looks like it's got everything in the kitchen sink hanging off of it, like pots and pans and all
it's
this
the cart
stuff.
of many things.
He's level 2, so maybe he had a big adventure before this.
Yeah, I love it. Oh,
all right.
We were totally going to do something with that cart.
I might actually have a club in there. Let me check. Hold on.
He's got everything else.
I do not. Sorry. Maybe next.
All right.
Do the Arid Genasi or the Genasi, do they have dark vision? And does the Tabaxi? I think the Tabaxi does get dark vision, right?
The Tabaxi, yes, does.
Okay. How about you as a Genasi, Squall?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that question, Dave.
Do you get dark vision for one of your racial traits?
I do not believe so.
Okay, I didn't think you did. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, scroll down.
We don't live under the ground, or
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So, all right. So I'm going to add you to the list of blind people, Squall.
Okay.
But don't feel bad. You're on a long list because Frantisek, he's blind, Ladith is blind, and so is Ironclaw. So there's 4 of you guys that need any kind of like light sources and stuff. So you guys don't have dark vision. So as you guys,
Ladith will pull out a torch.
Okay, cool, very good. Go ahead and I hate to say deduct a torch from your sheet, but go ahead and deduct one. I like it. So let's go ahead and say that you got your torch lid. It's what, 20 and 20, so a total of 40. Let's do a ring. Go ahead and do you know how to do a pointer, right?
Yeah.
make a 40-foot ring and then kind of keep it around you. That way I can kind of unlock the map, or kind of uncover the fog of war as you're moving.
Is it 20 or 40? You say?
I think it would. I think it would be 20 and 20, so it'd be 40. It'd actually be pretty. It would actually be quite a bit. So you can just delete that, and we'll say, yeah, that's just crazy. So yeah, we don't even need that for this place. So we'll say as you move up to the base of the stairs, as you're being cautious, lad, you can see up that it's not. As you look into this room here, it definitely looks like a kennel. And let me unlock this for you right here. And this is basically what you see. And this is definitely a kennel. This is where you saw, because you were facing the cave anyway. So you saw these 3 wolves and that goblin, that goblin that came out of the cave, that was the same goblin that ran away from the ambush. Remember when you guys got ambushed? I forgot to tell you guys, and I apologize about that. But that was the goblin that ran away.
They all look the same.
Pretty much, yeah. So as you look inside the mouth of this cave, you kind of step on the stairs and kind of look up, but it smells like wet dog. I mean, obviously. It's very dank. It's a dark chamber. There's actually, on the very far side, the eastern end, there's a lot of rubble. And it looks like there's this fissure that continues on east. But like I said, there's a lot of rubble in here. A lot of like scraps of food. There's a lot of bones. There's a stalagmite that's on the floor in the northern end of the chamber. There's also a huge pike that's driven into the ground that has 3 sets of chains, to where you can see that the goblin obviously unlatched the chain from the collars of these wolves, and that's basically how they got off. So there's one big spike that was driven into the ground like an iron rod, and it's at the base of that stalagmite right here.
Okay, so I'd like to take a look and see, first of all, if I can tell like what they've been feeding these wolves. What is it that they've been eating? Have they been feeding them like dwarf?
No, it doesn't look like there's any kind of humanoid bones in here, but it does look like there's a bunch of other small creatures like beavers and honey badgers, and the cute little honey badger got tore up by the wolf. But I don't know, that honey badger in Savage Worlds may give that wolf a run for his money. But we're playing 5e, so no. But there's just all kinds of like small creatures like deer, maybe like a horse, stuff like that.
Okay.
But there's quite a few bones, and then there's a bunch of rubble starting over here on the eastern side where you're at now, and it kind of makes a little ramp that goes up maybe a couple of feet, and then there's a really narrow fissure at the eastern end, and it actually gets so narrow that your big ass as a Goliath could not squeeze in there.
Okay, so I'll
maybe
go back
with a bunch of oil or oil. Maybe they can oil you up and put you right in there. But if you can do searches around here or whatever you want to do. So and also
I'll go back and tell everybody.
Okay.
Got oil in that wagon?
You got oil on the wagon. I bet you he does. He's got everything.
No oil.
Yeah, I do have oil on.
There is a fissure in this room. We might want to take a look, but I'm too big.
As Squall is breaking out his leather-bound ledger, flipping through 1,000 pages of inventory in the cart. Yes, I do have oil.
Is this water deep?
No, it's not. It's probably about up to your knee, Wim.
Okay. Yeah, the cat is going to avoid the water as much as possible and kind of step into this cavern area.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm moving the wrong guy here.
Ladith and Ironclaw, this is going to bring back bad memories now.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
If you guys know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Oh, boy. So why don't you give me an investigation check, old Laddie Bear, as you're kind of nosing around in here. Yeah, you don't see anything special in particular. The fissure is definitely quite interesting though, because it does seem like there is some movement over there by that fissure. Now, what I want to do is I want to explain what's going on also to Wim and Squall and Ironclaw as you guys are kind of looking north into the tunnel that's going north. And of course, Frantisek is with you, but he's with you in spirit. He's on auto follow basically. I just right clicked on one of you guys and just said auto follow like you would in like World of Warcraft or whatever. Another game. So as you guys can see, this entryway it ascends up. So it looks like it's ascending up and up and up. As you can see the different tiers. You know what I mean? Here's like a tier here with a green arrow with some stairs. There's another tier here with more earthen steps. So it's ascending up and up to where you guys are, right to where the light of the torch is. It looks like it's ascended up maybe about 15 feet or so. And then on the left-hand side, on the western wall, there's another open fissure here. There's like an open mouth, but there's a bunch of like rocks and rubble pouring out of it, and it doesn't look like it's like a clean entryway like the kennel here. But then the water, it's flowing at I don't want to say it's not a rapid. I mean, it's not sweeping you off of your feet or anything, but it is a pretty steady pace of water. And then there's not only can you walk in the stream, you can also walk on the path that's to the right, which is where Ironclaw is. So what say you, adventurers? Now that I've kind of given you guys all of the surroundings. But it is a steep passage. It is definitely ascending up. As it's turning right, it's ascending up, and that's where the gravity is making the water flow pretty fast.
Does it look like anybody can fit through that fissure and investigate that, or should we head north?
I can't. I'm too big.
I'll go ahead and check.
We can grease you up. You get up there.
What kind of saving throw would that be? Would that be? That could be a. No, I would say it would probably be dexterity.
So by fissure, you mean does this like go down into a hole? Is that what you mean by fissure?
No, it's actually kind of ascending up. The fissure is like this crack in the wall right here, where there's a real narrow gap, and then it looks like it abruptly ends. Kind of looking, because there's a torch that's glowing bright light, shining bright light everywhere. So yeah, if you want to get up there and look, give me an investigation check. I'll let you know if you see anything.
All right.
You can get up to about here. You could actually squeeze through this though, without any kind of oil or anything like that, because the tabaxi's, about half the size of a Goliath. So now on your skills tab, there's investigation, and you just click the die on the right hand side.
And that was a 3.
Yeah, you're looking around. But I will say this. As you're looking in this fissure, all of a sudden, a bone with some meat hits you on the top of the head. And it comes from above. So you look up above, and it's really dark. I mean, you can't see where it came from. But yes, sort of like a ham shank hit you in the head as you were kind of looking around. Huh? I want to suck your blood.
This must be where they must be how they fed the wolves.
And then you also notice that as this bone hits you, this shank, there's quite a few other bones here in this area of the fissure. But yeah, you couldn't see up above you, but it definitely, even with the light of the torch, he's not holding the torch inside of the fissure, so yeah, you can see past the light. It's darkness past the light. So that ham shank came from somewhere up above. How far up above, you have no clue.
Well, there are more up above. We know this.
So you couldn't see anything with your dark vision up there.
Currently not.
You have dark vision. So yeah, I'm sorry. You do have dark vision. So my apologies on that. Yeah, you do look up. You can actually see that there's an opening about 30 to 40 feet up.
Ah.
And you may be able to actually climb up there too, because you do have the dexterity of a cat. So,
and I have 20 feet of climbing speed.
yes, you do. So you possibly, it is such a very narrow area, you could probably, put pressure on your feet up on one side and just kind of shimmy your way up. And do it safely and quietly to where you really wouldn't need to maybe do any kind of checks or anything like that. I would give that to you because of you being at the boxy and being able to climb and all that good stuff. Well, you could climb up that fissure.
I can take a look above if you'd like.
Yes, please.
I love Lattice's voice.
All right, so I'll go ahead and try and climb up as far as I can there.
Okay, so I don't want any of you other guys metagaming this because I'm going to uncover some of the map, more of the map for you. So let's see, what do you see as you take? It probably takes you a couple of minutes. I'd say probably about 4 or 5 minutes. You got 60 feet of dark vision, so you can basically see everything out in front of you. So I'm going to say you can see this. And
okay.
as you're looking, as you climb up this fissure, you're quiet. I will say this. Give me a stealth check with advantage. So hit the ADV button in the very bottom left-hand corner, and then roll your stealth check. And then it will roll twice and take the best roll. And then I am going to do a roll also. And actually put that in the dice tower. I'll show you how to use a dice tower really quick too. So when you hit the ADV button down there in the lower left-hand corner, you're ready to roll with advantage. Now take that stealth roll on your skills tab and pick up your stealth modifier and drop it into the dice tower in the lower right-hand corner. And what that does is, see how you can't see the roll, but you saw the 2 dice roll? I see that roll. Yeah, so that's the dice tower. That's how to use the dice tower, and it's I love using the dice tower. And I'll tell you when to use the dice tower. So, but other than that, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna see if nothing recognizes you as you climb up this fissure. You take. You're careful, you're cautious, about 4 to 5 minutes to climb up this thing. I mean, you're just getting rock and crap and all kinds of stuff that's been thrown down there, kind of sticking to the sides. So as you look into this giant, I mean, this is a huge cave. And you can see that there's like another open area to the north. And you can also see to the south a bunch of crates, a bunch of bags, and now the bell is starting to ring. You're putting 2 and 2 together, and you're remembering that Franisek and the other guys told you that these guys are basically looting caravans. So you can see markings on all of these bags and boxes and everything else down here in the southern part of this chamber. Now this is a dimly lit, almost brightly lit chamber, because there is also in the center of this chamber a 5-foot fireplace, and also as your eyes are starting to focus and adjust, there are several creatures in this chamber too. Several that are around the fire pit. There's a huge wolf, and there's also a huge bugbear. And they're all just kind of, a couple of the goblins are eating some meat. You can also see the bugbear. He has one of those huge ham shanks that just hits you on top of the head. He's got one that he's just ripping a huge chunk of meat off of. And the wolf, he's also feeding some to the wolf. But there's a bedroll there. There's a couple of stalagmites to where you're at. But this is what you can see. And nothing acknowledged you as you're peering up over the top of the fissure. And you can see that there's a treasure chest in there, all kinds of goods, but there's a couple of goblins, a pretty big wolf, and then you actually hear the bugbear say, "Get over here, Ripper!" And the wolf gets closer to him as he kind of puts the ham shank down by the wolf, and the wolf takes a big gnarly staunch, takes a big old bite off of the staunch of meat. So that's what you see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fire's burning. There's that large opening to the north. And here, another cool thing is with you. And in fact, why don't you give me? I want you to give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
And you don't have to put that in the tower or anything. Only roll offs I make people put into the tower. Yeah, all you do is you are just infatuated with this, with how just barbaric these goblins and bugbear are eating. I mean, it's just so nasty. It's so beneath you as a tabaxi. So yeah, you don't see anything else. You don't notice anything else, but that's what you see in front of you. But you do see on all of these boxes and bags and stuff, you do see a symbol. But you can't. You know that it's the same type of symbol on every box and bag, but you're so far away you really can't tell what it is. But you can see that there's some kind of uniformed stamp on each type of box and bag and crate and stuff.
Okay, got a couple questions.
Sure.
First off, I think I'd take a count of how many of these creatures I can see besides the wolf.
Total of 4 in this creature, and the F means fire.
Okay. Oh, I can't even see that. Hang on. There we go. All right. And there's one bugbear, you said?
Yep. The bugbear is right here.
I assume the tabaxi would be familiar with goblins, but would I know what a bugbear is?
Yeah, bugbears are actually pretty common. They're all part of the goblinoid family. So yeah, you would know what goblins are. You would know what hobgoblins are. You would definitely know what a bugbear is also. So yeah, I would say I would give you the benefit of the doubt and say yes, you would.
All right, and then the other question, I guess, is that you said there was a symbol on these boxes. Do I recognize the symbol?
That's what I was saying. You see that there's a symbol. And it looks like the symbol looks the same on every bag, crate, box, stuff like that. But as for what it actually is, you're just too far away to actually tell what it is.
All right. I think I'll shimmy my way back down and tell the party what I've seen.
Yeah. When he comes back down, Laudeth is chowing down on the ham shake that got thrown down there earlier.
And too bad we didn't have the alchemy jug, because I could just see you with the mayonnaise and stuff creating mayonnaise. Yeah, that would
every
be
day.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, Wim says, well, he's a little agitated. He's a little anxious. He doesn't like wolves, and this was kind of big. And he's seen there were at least 4 creatures up there, goblins and a bugbear and a wolf. There was a fire pit, and I think I found these provisions or supplies you lost. And there was an exit to the north.
All right.
Love his voices, man. These guys are good, man.
If there's a bugbear here with a bunch of goblins, this may be their leader. I don't know, but a lot of times that's the way it works. If the exit was on the north, then I suppose that's the way we need to go.
Yes, I believe going up.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that.
I believe going up by this stream would probably lead us this
Count
way.
Strahd. Yeah, I mean it's logical. It's turning to the right. So yeah, and like I said, it is ascending up.
What say you?
Oh.
All right, let's go.
Tall man.
Yeah, how tall are you? Would you come up to my waist or something?
Actually, how tall is the Goliath?
7'6", something like that.
That's not bad. I think I'm 6'3" or something like that. So
Tall.
Still tall, but you're taller.
Yeah. All right, so
You're
I
a
start
tall one, Mr. Grinch.
stomping, trudging down.
All right, so here's where we're at. Francisek, you're with us. You're now in control. Thankfully, I don't have to try to imitate Frankenstein anymore.
Yeah.
You guys know
Sorry, I
about
had
the
to step away
fissure.
for a second.
No problem. We're just getting started anyway. So you guys know about the fissure. Wim went up, saw a couple of goblins. They were eating. There was a wolf, and there was also a big bugbear. And so you guys are here.
Does
You
it look like
notice-
that?
Mhm.
Does it look like that bugbear could fit through this fissure? Since it couldn't do it, we're trying to
No, definitely not.
figure
No.
out that would be his. So that wouldn't be his normal route of access to get up there.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't. And your cart doesn't fit in here either. It's just too big. so you, whoa, there's a train coming down the track. Well, look out for the train. But anyways, yeah, you can get your cart hidden over there in the in that little slew of trees over here. So, yeah, what do you guys want to do? The stream does, as this corridor kind of ramps up to the right, it does ascend up. So you can see it goes up to about at least a 20-foot mark to where all of your dark vision and stuff is. Now that you've got the torch. Yeah, go ahead, Lodeth.
Yeah, Lodeth has the
Lodeth,
torch,
sorry.
and he's not the smartest guy, but he looks up at it and he says, "I shine like full moon." He turns to Foxy and says, "You should go first, and why don't you go check it out first and come back and tell us what you see." We'll
Yes,
stay
put
back
that
here.
out, Ladith. I'll cast a light spell if we get into any trouble, but just put it out. Put it out.
What? Oh, all right. And so I stick it
out.
in the river. It's good to hear your voice.
Yeah. So I'll send Dawnbringer up around the corner and just look through his eyes.
Okay.
There you go.
Dawnbringer.
Dawn.
Dawnbringer, right.
Dawnbringer, his owl,
Owl.
as
Right.
this like flying orb. Let me get your owl out again. Let me see. Do we have a character sheet for your owl? We don't, do we?
No, we don't.
Well, I don't think we need one anyway
can't-
because
I
it's
can't
yeah.
combat. So if he gets creamed by an area effect spell or something like that,
Yeah.
he's only got like 3 hit
It's-
points or something.
It's not like Laddie putting like 30 character sheets worth of like transformations and stuff on there or anything.
Yeah, I need to get a few more of those.
So here we go. Here's what Dawnbringer looks like tonight.
Oh, lovely. Very nice.
I got a bunch of crazy birds. So
I like that bird, man.
yeah, so he's got the light spell on him, correct? And he's
No.
flying.
No, he
Okay. So
doesn't have a light.
okay. So all right. I thought you said that he put. Okay, but anyways.
No. I was telling Ladith that if we get into
Just
trouble,
put
I'll
it
just
out.
cast the light spell so he could see.
Okay.
In the
Yeah,
meantime,
because
put his torch out. That's what I was talking about.
your owl can actually see, right?
Correct.
And
yes,
you can
I
see through the okay. So here's the good thing. As your and this is a really good thing too. As Dawnbringer is flapping his wings and like a little mechanical bird going. I used to have a little mechanical bird that looked just like that parrot token, and that thing was awesome. And I played with it for a long time until it broke, and then I cried and I was upset. But anyways, I got it at a carnival. I don't know. Anyways, I digress, and I'm sorry. There is a goblin. As you're looking through the eyes of Dawnbringer, you can see a goblin on this bridge. And it is an overpass, and as you're getting closer to it, it's about 20 feet above the streams. And you can see that there's where the bridge is going across, expanding across under where the water is and stuff like that. There's 2 entryways, obviously, one going to the west and one going to the east. And there's one goblin that's standing on the bridge, and he notices the bird as the bird is flapping his wings and stuff. The goblin notices the bird, and this is where the actual goblin is here. And as he sees Dawnbringer running, well, not running, but flapping and flying up towards him, he disappears into this corridor to the right. As he sees you, as you're getting closer and stuff, he disappears and slinks down this corridor, and you hear him go, "Oh!"
Okay, so
And it's still going up. And like I said, where the bridge is, this corridor is still, ascending up, and then it gets up to about the 30 to the 35-foot mark. And this is how the water's rushing down, is because of the gravity of the
so
slope.
Dawnbringer will fly up to the bridge,
Okay.
and he'll just he'll land just for a moment. He's acting just like an owl, checking things out.
Okay.
And he'll look left and right and down the upstream, and then he'll come back to me.
You gain all other senses as well from your familiar too, don't you?
Correct.
Give me a perception check. All right. So you look left, you looked right, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna let you see a little bit more. So give me a second. I'm going to be silent as I'm uncovering the map.
Well, it's dark here and I can't see. I'll turn around and try to tap Ironclaw on one shoulder and then walk the other direction.
There you go. That's what you see. When you're looking through the eyes of Dawnbringer, you're looking left, you can see that the corridor bends to the left, and then to the right, it's like a narrow corridor, not even 5 feet wide, and it's kind of bending, and then you lose sight. And then straight ahead, you can see that the water does continue to, well, the stream and the earthen walkway does ascend up even more.
Okay. And that goblin.
Hey, Dave. Sorry, I got booted. Can you reshare the map, please?
Yeah, no problem. That costs an inspiration to do that. No, I'm just kidding. There you go. There's the map.
Yikes.
So yeah, you can see that, and then you can see that it kind of, it even tapers more to the right. But that's what you see through the eyes, and you did, you saw the goblin go, "Oops, eek," and then run, and then disappear, and you can't see the goblin. Oh, it's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good. I can't wait. So what do you guys think?
Dawnbringer will come back and perch on my shield. Guys, let's upstream, or I explained what the passages that I've seen ahead.
Sure.
Yes, we know that bugbear is around and to the right. Is that what we want to go do? Or want to explore to the left? Or maybe that's right.
I'll even give you this as well, Frantisek. Over here to the left-hand side, there is a very steep embankment that's up about, I'd say about 15 feet or so, because it looks like it kind of caved in here, and there's all kinds of rubble, and it looks like you would have to climb up, because it does look like there is more to it, sort of like the fissure, where I just put the green arrow. So you could go in there as well, but it looks like that area's been caved in. But with some climbing and finagling, you could probably get up there too. So you guys know where all of the different caverns are. Well, you don't know where the caverns are going, but you see all of the potential areas to where you can go. Now that you have seen, well, Frantisek has seen through the eyes of his familiar. So what do you think, adventurers?
So the goblin ran off when it saw the owl? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
yes, that's
it heard the wings. Owls are pretty big, so they do have quite a flapping sound that they give off. So yeah, a flapping sound. I mean flapping sound. Sorry.
So the bird only saw one goblin then up on the bridge.
Yes,
That is
that's
correct.
right.
And the goblin went to the right. down this
Alright.
corridor.
How high is that bridge from the I guess the stairway?
20 feet off of the ground.
20 feet.
20
I
feet,
can
yep.
climb 20 feet.
Yep, it is, and it's the bridge is made of wood. It's kind of rickety, but of course it's made by goblins. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So but the bridge,
Ramshackle bridge.
it's not like it's the Golden Gate Bridge or anything with that type of building, that type of architecture.
All right.
But it is 20 feet off of the ground.
I say we go straight ahead. Head first.
I like
It doesn't
that.
seem like they're coming. So, yeah, I think we might have to go to them. Unless you know of another way to bait them out.
Okay, Wim, do you want to
That's
take
good.
the lead?
Sure. So,
Well, not in
Go
my
try
game.
to go-
How
In my
how we
game,
know you in
owls are
danger?
loud.
yes.
We don't
It's
hear him
my
scream,
game.
don't worry.
Hammer.
Loud.
They're
Oh, yeah.
What your
I'll
scream
come
sound like?
My scream sounds like pineapple!
Oh, this is a strange scream.
Yes, well, it's a tasty fruit.
All right, pineapple
I'm gonna-
it is.
I'm going to try and go up as stealthily as I can. I assume they're on their guard. They've seen a bird and disappeared, but still going to try and stay as quiet and out of sight as possible. So, should I roll for stealth?
Yes, you can definitely give me a stealth roll, and go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Alrighty.
So as he starts to walk away, I look around. We follow. We wait. We count
Yeah,
to 5.
Ladith, that's all right. We'll let him get ahead a little bit and spring any traps, and then we'll follow him.
This good plan. I like.
I like this Frantisek so much better.
Me too.
All right, so you get up to the base of the bridge, Wim, and you
Yeah.
do not see anything. You look, you're kind of looking up on the bridge, looking down the left corridor, the right corridor, and from where you're at, you don't see anything. But I will let you give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
Perception is all about your senses.
And I blew
Wah,
it.
wah, wah, wah.
I see nothing, I smell nothing, I hear nothing.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
I will say this. No, you're not dead, but I will say this. You do start to feel the ground rumble. Not only you, but so does Frantisek, so does Lodith, so does Squall, so does Iron, and you guys start to feel the ground shake. And this goes on for, I'd say, a good 6 seconds or so. And all of a sudden, coming from around this corner, Wim, is a wall of water that is filling the 10-foot wide corridor that you're in. The
Yikes.
stream and also...
Pineapple!
Pineapple.
So, yeah.
That's the safety word.
So as you
right.
start to turn around and run and you see this wall of water coming towards you, this thing is rushing down the corridor so quick that
Oh, man.
you guys
You
are
know I
all
love water.
swept. Yeah, you guys are all swept out of the entire cavern, except for Squall. Squall's kind of safe up in the kennel area. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to give you guys some checks as you guys are being just flooded. And once it consumes you, Wim, it pushes you back and everybody else. Everybody give me a strength saving throw. And remember, you have inspiration as well, so you can use your inspiration if you'd like to. As this wall of water just rushes and pushes everybody out.
Lodeth wants to try to grab Frantisek in front of him if he can. If it comes to that.
The bridge as well just gets swept away also. I mean, it just
God.
knocks the bridge into you guys. And
Is there any way
Can
for
I
me to
grab
try and-
anybody?
Oh, go ahead.
Latith, let's see, where's everybody else strength saving? On the front, I'm sorry, on the front of the character sheet, on the right-hand side, there's the saves column. And you'll just click the strength box. That's how you do that. Sorry about that. I forgot to tell you. You new guys. All right. I love these low saving throws. This is awesome. Franisek, why don't you give me a saving throw? Oh, you already did. Wow, Franisek, you had a horrible roll. So, let's
That was
see.
with advantage too.
That's bad.
I used my inspiration there.
So, Lad, you're the only one that actually you're able to hold on to basically the earthen wall beside you. But everybody else, you get swept out. And I know that you tried to grab Frantisek, but his check was just so bad that his hand just, with the water and everything else, his hand just slipped right out of yours. You guys get clobbered with all this rock debris. You guys get clobbered by this bridge that's just disintegrated in front of you. So you guys are all swept out into the opening area of this place. And now it's all flooded. And it's this dark, murky water. You know, there's pieces of wood, rubble everywhere. Everybody's going to take a little bit of damage. I'm going to give everybody, let's see, except for, you'll take half damage, Lad. Lad, you'll take 1. That's from all of the debris that clobbers you. Everybody else, you guys go ahead and put 3 on your wounds on your character sheet at the very bottom, where it says WND and that hit point box there. Just go ahead and put a 3 in there for everybody that failed your saving throw, which was pretty much everybody except for Lad. And of course, you don't need to worry about it at all, Squall, because you weren't. But you were. Your feet are all wet and stuff now because of the water kind of poured in there. But you know, you may have been pushed back maybe 5 or 10 feet, but no big deal. So you guys, all of a sudden, just this big wall of water. And now the water doesn't even have there's really no defining stream anymore because it's just all been washed out. But you guys can go back in. But it seems like this may have been some type of defensive system or something like that.
Why
good
you
job,
set
Wim.
off trap?
Good job. That was great. Thanks.
Yes,
Did you
thank
guys
you.
pick yourselves up? You're all soaked.
I'm pretty bashed up, so I'm gonna give myself a cure wound spell here.
Oh.
I saw no traps.
I'm sorry, I keep losing connection. Did I wash out with everybody, or?
No, you were okay, Squall. You were inside
Okay.
of the kennel cave, so you didn't have to make a strength check or anything. So you were.
Hey, where's Squall?
Squall's in there. Oh yeah.
No, I'm asking everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did he die?
I not see him.
I look further downstream.
Yeah, I'll wade into the water. Squall. Was that his name? Pineapple.
No, that's the other guy, the pineapple.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right.
I can't move my token. I would walk out, but I'm having trouble
Oh
moving
yeah.
mine for some reason.
No,
yeah.
they're locked.
Oh yeah. Daddy locked him up. I'm sorry about that. So what are you guys doing as you guys are picking yourself up off of the ground and stuff?
All right. So how deep
I'd like
is
to
the
go
water
out
now?
and check.
Oh, the water isn't deep at all. It's just basically. What are you doing with? Also, I mean, what are you doing? I didn't move your familiar because it wasn't affected by it. Actually, yeah, it would have been affected by the water because the water would have pushed him out as
on
well.
my shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it pushed him off. It pushed him out all the way as well.
He flies up into a tree and tries to dry off and groom himself.
3 damage isn't going to kill him, is it?
I don't know. Oh, let me look that up.
We'll say that it
Oh,
doesn't kill him.
Well, one good thing, I don't have to take a bath for a week. This,
Even a year for a
this was good.
Goliath.